Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking through a couple player props I like over on Prizepicks for today's NBA slate on Wednesday, October the 29th. I think we got 10 games for tonight, for Wednesday night, so it's a relatively big slate, guys. I've got some early player props I do like for today, taking a first look at the board on Tuesday night. I'm recording this video the day before, so going to give you guys some plays I'm liking, looking at the board the night before. We're going to talk through these plays, give some information, some analysis on why I like them. Now, before we do get started, make sure that you guys hit that like button down below. If you enjoy these Prizepicks videos, make sure that you hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, if you are new to Prizepicks, and if you don't have a Prizepicks account, make sure to go sign up. Use that promo code NOAH when you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and play $5. You're going to get $50 worth of free lineups just for signing up and using code NOAH. And also, we do have a partnership with Sleeper, so I do want to shout out Sleeper as well. If you guys don't have an account over on Sleeper, you can download the Sleeper app, use promo code NOAH over there, get your first deposit matched up to $100, and you'll also get a free $20 entry. So Sleeper is doing a new promo for all new users. You're going to get a free $20 entry just for downloading the app and using that code NOAH. No deposit required. You don't have to put any money in to get that free entry. It's going to be available to you as soon as you make an account. So this is a easy way for you to try out the Sleeper app without even having to put any money in. If you do decide to make a deposit, you still will get that 100% match on your first deposit. But I do highly recommend you guys try out Sleeper. Download the Sleeper app. And again, make sure to use that promo code NOAH. So that way you get that deposit bonus and you also get that free entry. But yeah, guys, before we talk through our Prizepicks plays here for this Wednesday slate, I do want to recap our plays from our last video on Tuesday night. So we'll give out two picks Tuesday night. It was sadly not a good night for us. Went 0 for 2 on the two plays that we gave out on Tuesday. Took Miles Turner over 4.5 field goals made. That was a prop that I felt really good about. Miles Turner played, I think, 31 minutes on Tuesday night, but just once again shot the ball terribly. Shot 1 for 6 from the field and 1 for 5 from 3. It's like, man, Miles Turner, I mean, this dude's not going to continue to shoot 20% from the field every single game, but I guess whenever I take his overs, he will, because I think I'm 0 for 2 on Miles Turner props this year. So Turner let us down on Tuesday night, and then we also took Josh Hart over PRA, which is another prop that I felt really good about. We got some positive news that helped the Josh Hart prop. We got Deuce McBride ruled out. Hart wound up playing like 26 or 27 minutes, but just wasn't productive. I think he had 3 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Got the minutes, but just wasn't productive. It is what it is, guys. You know, felt good about the plays Tuesday night. Things didn't go our way, but hopefully things can go our way here for Wednesday, guys. I do have, again, 3 picks for Wednesday. Let's go ahead and talk through these plays. So the first prop that I'm liking for Wednesday is a points prop, and we're going to take a look at Sandro Mamukelashvili. I like his over on 8.5 points. So the reason I like this play on Mamu, or didn't mean to click Sam Hauser. So the reason that I like this play, did it just disappear? Where'd the prop go? Okay, there it is. I don't know. Literally just disappeared off my screen. But the reason I like this prop on Mamukelashvili is because he's expected to get a bigger role tonight with Jakob Poeltl doubtful for this game. So Jakob Poeltl is not expected to play for the Raptors here. And with Poeltl, assumed out, I'm guessing we'll see Mamukelashvili start at center in his place. Mamukelashvili has basically been their backup center this season. They could do some weird stuff and play like a small ball lineup with like Scotty Barnes at the 5. But I think in this matchup against Houston, Houston has Steven Adams. Houston has, Alperen Sengun. They're a team that plays pretty big. I think they're going to want some size out there. So I do feel fairly confident we will see Mamukelashvili in the starting lineup. And his minutes should be solid here. So far this season, Mamukelashvili has been playing about 15 to 20 minutes a night off the bench as a backup. Now, as a starter, I think we can project him for probably like 24 to 25 minutes. And there's a chance he could play more, if he's playing well. And this is a player that has shown an ability to be productive, when he gets minutes. He's, throughout his career, he's just been a bench player. Like, he's never really been a starter in his career. But I want to say he's been, like, in terms of, his scoring, like, per minute, he's been fairly solid in his career. He did have some big games last season when he got minutes. But I'm going to take a look at his averages real quick. So Mamukelashvili, for his career, I mean, he's just been kind of like a a 10 to 15 minute guy. Last season with the Spurs, he only averaged 11 minutes per game, but he's playing more this season with the with the Raptors. I know it's a small sample, but he's played an average of 18 minutes per game in their 4 games with the Raptors. But if you look at some of his games last season with the Spurs, when he got 20 plus minutes, he was pretty productive, and he actually did start a good amount of games for the Spurs last year. I think he wound up starting 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So he did start 15 games for the Spurs last season. He did have 10 plus points in 13 out of those 15 games. So a good amount of the games where he started and played 20 to 25 minutes for the Spurs last year, he was productive and scored a good amount of points. There was a game last season coming off the bench where he had, I think, 34 points in only 19 minutes. He's a good scorer. He's a guy that can stretch the floor. He can shoot threes. 8.5 points, I think, is definitely a low line for Mamu, assuming he, again, starts here, plays upper 20s, mid to upper 20s in minutes. I know the matchup against Houston is probably not the best on paper, but with Mamu Mukalashvili, with how he can score, again, with his ability to shoot threes, I think this is a fine matchup for him. If Mamu was one of those traditional bigs that had to score, if he was like a Rudy Gobert, those type of guys that can only score around the rim, then I'd be a little bit worried about this matchup. But because Mamu Mukalashvili can space the floor, can shoot threes, can score kind of from everywhere, I still feel confident in him getting 9 points here in this spot. And I'm expecting him to start. I'm expecting him to get upper 20s minutes. If that happens, again, I think we got a good chance at 9 points from Mamu. So that's the first prop that I like for Wednesday night. Now, the next prop that I like is going to be on Kristaps Porzingis. And I like Porzingis for more than 23.5 PRA. So Porzingis, so far this season, has only played in 2 games, but he's gone over this line in both those games. Against the Raptors, he had 29 PRA, and then in their last game against the Bulls, he had 31 PRA. Porzingis, I think he did miss 2 games earlier this season with an illness, but that seems to be behind him at this point. Their last game against the Bulls, he played pretty normal minutes in that game. He played 26 minutes. The game against the Raptors, he played 26 minutes as well. He was actually on pace to play over 30 minutes in that game, but the game wound up being a blowout. But I think most times, we're going to see Porzingis play upper 20s, probably low 30s minutes. And Porzingis is a player that when he is healthy, he can be very productive. I mean, if you look at last season with the Celtics, in the 42 games that he played with the Celtics last year, he averaged, 19.5 points, 6.8 rebounds, 2.1 assists per game. So he averaged, basically 29, 28.5, 29 PRA per game with the Celtics last season. And, playing on the Celtics last season, he was playing alongside Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and Drew Holiday and Derek White, a bunch of high-usage guys, especially Tatum and Brown. On the Hawks this year, obviously he's playing alongside Trae Young, who's a high-usage player, but outside of Trae Young, there's not a ton of other super high-usage guys on this Atlanta team. So Porzingis' role is going to be very good on this Hawks team, and I think Porzingis is going to be a player that we see for a lot of the season. His PRA lines are going to be in the upper 20s. I think 28, 29.5. I think the reasons his lines are lower is just because it's early on in the season. His role's a little bit uncertain, but I'm very confident that Porzingis will have a good year for the Hawks if he stays healthy. This is a player that throughout his career has been productive when he's been healthy, and I like this matchup a lot for him going up against the Nets. I think the Nets are probably going to be one of the worst defensive teams in the league this season. I mean, the Nets, they weren't that bad last season defensively, but this is definitely a team you probably want to attack. It's a small sample, but so far this season, the Nets are dead last in defensive rating. They've been really bad defensively. The Nets have also been a really good matchup for centers. Again, it's a small sample, but so far this season, the Nets, they are top 5 in points allowed to centers. They're giving up a decent amount of rebounds as well. Just think overall the spot is really good for Porzingis here. I think the role is really good in this Hawks offense. This is going to be a player that probably we see a lot of the season. His PRA lines are going to be 27.5, 28.5. I think the reasons we're getting his lines a little bit lower right now, like I said, it's just early on in the season. We don't really know how good Porzingis' role is going to be. But I think he's going to have a big role, big usage rate. So far, he's second on the team in usage behind Trae Young. So the usage has been strong in the small sample that we've seen from Porzingis. So, yeah, all that makes me like him for more than 23.5 PRA. And then the last play that we're going to take is going to be on Domantas Sabonis. And I like Sabonis for more than 4 assists. So if you're in my Patreon, you're probably not going to like this play because this was a prop. This was a prop that I gave out on Patreon Tuesday night to my subscribers. and it was the only prop that missed. We gave out 3 plays, paired those with the Giannis Taco. The Giannis Taco hit. The other 2 plays I gave out hit. So literally, this was the only prop that missed. Sabonis did wind up having 3 assists on Tuesday night, so he did go under this line. He's so far this season, he's under this line in all 3 games. But man, I think this is the perfect opportunity to buy low. I was surprised to see Sabonis have such low assist lines, Tuesday night and really this season. Now, if we look at his assist numbers, this is a player that throughout his career has averaged 7 assists per game. I mean, last season with the Kings, he averaged 6 assists per game. The year before that, 8.2 assists per game. The year before that, 7.3. He's averaged at least 6 assists per game in all 3 seasons he's played with the Kings. So far this season, he's only averaging 2.3 assists per game, but I'm not expecting that to stick. This is going to be a player that I think we see average at least probably 5 assists per game the rest of the season. I think he's just kind of run bad on his assists so far. So in their first game of the season against the Jazz, he only had 1 assist in that game against Utah, but he had 6 potential assists. So he got really unlucky to only finish with 1 assist in that game. And then in their game against the Lakers, he also had 6 potential assists in that game. Now, 6 potential assists, that's definitely low for Sabonis because I think last season he averaged almost 10 potential assists per game. He hasn't been getting as many potential assists to start the year. But like I said, this is a player that has historically been a really good facilitator, a guy that they run the offense through. Even though his assist numbers are down to start the year, he's still second on the team in passes made per game. So he's still dishing the rock a lot. With how the Kings run their offense, Sabonis is a player they give the ball to a lot at the top of the key, and then he can kind of make things happen. They'll run screen and rolls with Sabonis. Sabonis just has a lot of ways that he can get assists, and I think this should be a pretty good matchup for him to be able to get assists. The Bulls last season gave up a ton of assists. The Bulls play at a really fast pace. I think last year the Bulls were one of the fastest paced teams in the league, and so far this season the Bulls are top 10 in pace again. And when you're betting on a player to get assists, the best thing you can have is a fast-paced game, because fast-paced games, that just means more points, more assist opportunities, and that's what we should get here between the Kings and the Bulls. So I know this prop, again, it's 0 for 3 to start the season. I took it on Tuesday night and it missed. But Sabonis, he had 3 assists on Tuesday night. He got his 3rd assist with 5 minutes left in the second quarter, and then didn't get another assist the rest of the game somehow. I don't know how, but he managed to not get an assist the rest of the game after having his 3rd assist, with 5 minutes left in the second quarter. It feels like Sabonis is just running really bad on his assists to start the season, but eventually it's going to start to correct itself. You're going to start to see Sabonis have 5, 6, 7 assists in some games, and against the Bulls in what could be a fast-paced, high-scoring game, I think this is definitely a spot where that could happen. So give me Domantas Sabonis for more than 4 assists as our 3rd and final prop for Wednesday, guys. So again, these are 3 plays that I'm liking, taking a first look at the board on Tuesday night, recording this video the night before. As always, I give out more Prizepicks plays every day. If you want to check that out, that's available on Patreon. You can check that out, linked down below in the description. But I do appreciate you guys watching these Prizepicks videos, supporting the content that I put out here on YouTube. If you guys enjoy these videos, just do one thing for me. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. And again, guys, if you don't have an account over on Prizepicks or over on Sleeper, both of our partners, make sure you go sign up to both Prizepicks and Sleeper. Use that code NOAH when you do sign up. Get those promo funds, or get those free lineups over on Prizepicks. Get those free entries over on Sleeper, and get that deposit bonus as well. But that's what I got for tonight, guys. Good luck. Let's win some money. See you guys in the next video. Peace.